Hey guys, welcome to the Pennsylvania Patriot. Um, Today I'm going to do a little video on something that happened to me. It's been quite a many years. It was been around the fall of 1999, but I had a firearms accident, and it was my fault. And you'll see on most of the videos that I'm always checking. There's a good reason for it. I'm like a walking billboard for firearm safety. And so around the fall of 1999, I was shot with a 45 ACP. And it was a semi-automatic handgun. I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it shortly after. I carry a lot of Glocks now. But I'll kind of demonstrate to you what happened. And it landed me in the hospital. It landed me with a life flight, riding a helicopter, multiple surgeries. And well, I'm not really proud to talk about it, but I think it's important. Most anyone that shoots a lot, if you follow the basic firearm rules, you'll go your entire life and never have any trouble. I was young, I was taught very well, and I missed a very important step. And that step was I had my magazine inside my handgun. It was a 1911. I'm not going to mention the manufacturer of it. I don't even know if they're still in business. But that particular 1911 didn't have the beaver tail grip safety. It just had one here on the side. So I took the magazine out, pulled the slide back. Nothing happened, left it down. What did I just do wrong there? I didn't look in the chamber. So I let the round, the ejector failed to grab the round that was in there. I assumed that the firearm was empty. Never assume, make sure. And that almost turned into a fatal mistake for me. So I was supposed to go visit my grandfather that day. Work was slow and I decided to take off. And I was going to go shoot my 45 ACP, my 1911 that I had recently acquired. I was really excited about it. And where I had lived, I could just go right outside, hop on my four-wheeler, and just go, 100 yards behind where I lived at the time and go shoot. And it was really great. Well, what I did is I had just acquired the firearm. Another mistake I made is I didn't buy a holster for it. I was young, and I laid the firearm down on the seat of my four-wheeler, put it down like in this manner. And that particular four-wheeler was a two-stroke, and it didn't have electric start. You had to kick start it. Whenever I kick started the four-wheeler, I came down on the handgun, and however it happened, I don't know, the gun discharged, and it shot me in my left thigh. When it shot me in my left thigh, my ears were ringing, and I looked down, and there was a immediate massive amount of blood. I knew I was screwed. Where I lived at, cell phone service wasn't that great. I pulled my pants. I had jeans on. I pulled my pants back a little bit. Excuse the dogs barking. They're barking at the neighbor's dogs. Anyway, I pulled my pants back a little bit, and out comes a faucet full of blood, feet away. I hit my artery. When I went to move my leg, it bent above my knee. And I knew then that I not only was bleeding to death, but I also had a broken femur. So I tore pants out, stuffed it in the bullet hole, applied immediate pressure, and proceeded to dial 911. Through the graces of God, people watching over me up from above, I don't know what forces were there that day. My phone called 911 where I don't have cell phone service. And the good people out of Listy and Frieden's responded to me very quickly. And the firemen were there very quickly. They had an ambulance there. They had proceeded to lay me back on a backboard and gave me a tongue depressor to hold in my mouth because they had to straighten my leg, which was bent above my knee. Took a very short ride in an ambulance up to a school that was no longer open anymore. It was Frieden's Elementary. And I was life flighted from there to Conemaugh Memorial Medical Center. I spent the next few weeks in the hospital. They put a rod, a very long rod, 5 pins in my leg. I was on life support. I was brought off that after I was given multiple blood transfusions because I'd pretty much bled to death. I was on a lot of pain medicines and antibiotics. And then I didn't walk for a really long time, actually about a year. It had broken my femur very severely, and the bullet had come in to my thigh, hit my femur, busted it, and spiraled and landed behind my knee. I still to this day have that bullet in my knee. It's laying in the ball of nerves that the trauma surgeon, who had been a military surgeon for a very long time, dealt with a lot of gun wounds, wasn't very comfortable with digging in there and getting it out. He was afraid he would take away the loss of my lower extremity, like permanently. And he asked me, because the bone doctor that was there wanted to. And he said, it's up to you, but I've dealt with these kind of wounds and they'll heal around the bullet. It'll form a pouch and you'll pretty much never know it's there. And if I go digging around, I could really mess up things. And I said, well, I prefer your opinion. So we went with that route. So I went about 4 months through recovery, and probably a month or so into the first month or so into it, I was doing I was hospital bound. So I was on home health. I had a bed and a wheelchair. I had a nurse that came in every day. I was on blood thinners. And about the first month into it, I went to a doctor's visit, and they were to take the stitches out from where the bullet wound was. And when they took them out, the hole reopened the whole way. It hadn't healed. So I had spent the next probably 2 months packing a wound every day with gauze. It's like a medicated gauze comes in a pill bottle, and you stuff it with tweezers down in the hole. And every day you unpack it, you pack more back in, and it heals from the inside out. Not fun. So about 6 months into it, 3 months into it, somewhere around there, things are a little foggy. It was a really rough time in my life. I go in for a doctor's appointment. They do an x-ray. My bone's not healing. So short of getting shot, now I got to get a bone graft. I tell you, I'd rather be shot again than get a bone graft. Bone grafts suck. Anybody that's ever had one knows. So they cut me right above on the same side, my back, and took a piece of my pelvis out. They ground it and they cut me about 12 or 16 inches on the side of my leg, pulled all the muscle out of the way, laid in my ground up bone material, fixed me back up. So about another 4 months after that, I was actually able to start to put weight on my leg, and I was using a walker. I'd had atrophy from not walking. My Achilles tendon had shrunk. Even with the therapy I was receiving, it wasn't enough. And it really changed my life. So when somebody says, is 45 ACP enough to defend you? Absolutely. But if you're not safe with it, it can kill you too. And I'm a walking, talking billboard about this, guys. I can't stress enough firearm safety. You know, keep your muzzle in a safe direction. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to pull it. Always assume all firearms are loaded, and treat them as well as they're loaded. So when you see me in these videos and I'm double, don't just do this. Look in, visually check. Look for a case in that. It's actually pretty easy to miss it. And if you're not on your game, you can miss what's in here. And it could be the matter of life or death in two ways. One, it could accidentally discharge, kill somebody else or you if you're not handling it properly. And if there isn't something in there, when you want something to be in there, you'll hear me say this on the Glock video. Bad guys don't wait for you to chamber rounds. I always, even after being shot, walk around with one in a pipe. If you're gonna carry loaded. You don't have time to do this. You just don't. I know that goes quick, but you have to be able to draw, shoot, and take care of yourself. But when you see me with a firearm, you're gonna see me do this a lot. Unless I'm ready to shoot, you're not gonna see my finger down here. It's gonna be up here. So this is more of a serious video, but I think it's important that there's probably not very many people that are, gun guys on YouTube that'll sit down and tell you they've been shot. And if they have been, they're probably really embarrassed to do it, because I guarantee you most of these guys that do these videos have had close calls. When you shoot a lot, things happen, and I shoot a lot. So just keep that in mind. And, hopefully this video is a little bit helpful for just bringing awareness and keeping mindful that we're not always super safe when it comes down to daily things. And sometimes we forget wee little steps, and those little steps are really big whenever they all fit together. So I thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you can. And as always, aim small, miss small.